Johnny Smith and the Poker-Huntas is the cartoon you'd expect it to be. This is a Warner Brothers cartoon from 1938, directed by Tex Avery and written by Rich Hogan, with voices provided by Tex Avery, Mel Blanc, and Bernice Hansen. And it starts out okay. Egghead is on the Mayflower. They're going across, and there are some jokes that work quite well, such as, well, actually, I won't give them away, but there are a few small things here and there that are quite pleasant, quite funny, pretty much without problem. But then, quite quickly, and I guess I have to give it credit for getting to the point quickly, but once we arrive in America, we have the characters who are, of course, referred to as Indians within the context of the cartoon, the Native American characters. And from that point on, it's just awkward. It takes a while for this Poker-Huntas character to appear, and honestly, it's just such it's a bizarre narrative, actually, the way Egghead fits into it, the way he's interacting with the Native American characters. Some of the things he does are okay, and some of them are really, really awkward. And generally speaking, the depictions of the Native American characters are exactly what you'd expect from Warner Brothers in the 1930s, and it makes it really uncomfortable. There are some bits of comedy throughout it, things that obviously aren't related to the Native Americans. I'm trying to think of anything specific. I didn't write anything down, but whenever there's writing on screen, I find the writing is quite funny. For example, okay, I guess I'll give this one thing away, but it's not actually a spoiler. It's very beginning when it said Mayflower on the ship. Before that, it had scored out April Flower, which I thought, okay, that's cheesy, but it's fine. And throughout it, there are some bits of comedy like that, comedy that isn't making fun of any characters. It's just a play on words or anything like that, and that works well. But needless to say, most of the comedy, and I put that in air quotes, is about these really exaggerated depictions of the Native American characters. The Poker-Huntas character is awkward, but also doesn't really have as big a role to play as I was expecting, which in itself is also a problem because she's largely a passive character when I don't think she should have been. So there are quite a few problems with this. I don't think that really needs to be said. I kind of expected it going into it. Would I recommend it? If you're trying to watch every Warner Brothers cartoon and you haven't seen it, by all means, give it a go. It's not the worst. That doesn't mean that it's a good cartoon, but certainly there are some that are a lot worse. But there are a few bits of comedy, attempts at comedy here and there that are without problem, such as the April Flower, Mayflower thing. But generally, I wouldn't say it's a funny cartoon. Egghead's not one of my favourite characters, and the depictions of the Native American characters are also very awkward. So, all things considered, not a great cartoon. It's well animated for the most part, and the bits of comedy that are not offensive, few and far between, but it's okay, generally speaking, though. It's not a cartoon I would recommend unless you're, just watching it to check it off a list, which is why I watched it. I don't have that many Warner Brothers cartoons left to watch, and I'm just hoping I feel like I have left a lot of the potentially problematic ones till the end because I don't like watching them because they're uncomfortable, which was maybe not my wisest decision. But either way, if you have a specific reason for wanting to watch Johnny Smith and Poker-Huntas, give it a watch, but otherwise, it's definitely not worth checking out.